This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodvinetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodvinetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodvinetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Thirsty Topics. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Hey, Meryl. How are you?
I'm doing so awesome. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Another week of craziness.
I know.
Well, we're going to start off with something kind of fun here. I can't even believe this is a story, but it is. There has been a huge surge in pickleball injuries.
Oh my gosh.
Pickleball injuries have surged as the sport's popularity grows. With a recent estimate of over 1,200 eye injuries in 2024, most injuries are caused by being hit by the ball, followed by balls and paddle strikes, resulting from common issues like corneal abrasions and lacerations.
Ooh.
Though more serious injuries such as orbital fractures and retinal detachment also occurred. Experts are recommending that the governing body, USA Pickleball, develop evidence-based guidance for protective eyewear. What's interesting about this story is, one, I am really shocked that these injuries are happening. So I saw some videos. Now, pickleball, you're actually a lot closer than tennis. Okay, first of all. Okay, I've never played pickleball. You know, I'll put that disclosure out there. But you're relatively close. And I see people hitting the ball so hard. It's like they're spiking a volleyball. They hit it so hard. And I'm telling you, if I'm only 3 or 4 feet away from you, and you hit me that hard, that close with ball,
we're
going to be fighting.
The pickleball is going to be somewhere where the sun doesn't shine, or like the racket or whatever.
And when I saw this, Meryl, I'm sitting there thinking, what the hell is wrong with these people?
Yeah. I have a friend whose husband tore his Achilles heel from playing pickleball. And it was so funny because she was always complaining, saying, and I feel like this might be the case for a lot of pickleballers, where like he would go straight from work and then he'd play like an hour of pickleball in the middle of his workday, and she would always say, like, you're not stretching, you're not taking any precaution, you're just like coming from work, you have coffee, that you're just showing up and you're playing pickleball. And she was like, I don't know if she manifested it or what happened, but one day he like turned really fast and his Achilles heel just like snapped, and he had to have full surgery and everything. And I think maybe what's happening too is a lot of people are just like not treating it as like a real athletic sport. They're just kind of treating it as something that you're doing to like meet up with friends after work or in the middle of the day.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm really shocked. I mean, I don't even think I heard this many injuries for tennis,
Yeah, me too. Because I feel like people take it more seriously. I cannot take, whether it's ping pong or like pickleball, when people are just, as a joke, they like slam the ball. How you said, it's because I feel like injuries happen on their own from just running around and turning and just accidentally getting hit. But like when people slam the ball, that is like one of my pet peeves the most in this whole world.
So if you're like 3 feet away from your friend and your friend hits that ball so hard it like hits you in the eye and you have a black eye,
like, I'm not kidding, I seriously would probably not like the person anymore. Like our friendship would be ended not only because of that action, but just because someone that does that is just like not my type of person. Like I
Mhm.
don't really want to surround myself with someone that is like that flagrant of a player.
Yeah, I mean, you even see it like when older men my age they play basketball, and for whatever reason they think they're in the NBA. They're not, and
Yeah.
they rip their they hurt their knee, they rip their tendons, and it's like, dude, you're not in the NBA. Why are you taking it so seriously? Relax, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a friend that signed, a very single friend looking for like a husband, and she signed up for pickleball because that's what someone said. Oh, that's where like the cute guys are in like their 30s, and it was her and like a bunch of 80-year-old people. And so she's like, "Well, I'm friends with them all, but like maybe they have a grandson, but it's all people in their 80s."
I take it she's not 80, right?
No, no, she's 32 looking for a husband. But I mean, maybe that would be actually a very cute way of meeting someone is like their grandson. But that's to say too, it's like these are people that aren't really warming up for the sport, and like it might be the only activity they do all week is getting on the pickleball court. So I could see why injuries happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I still just say it's for fun. You're not getting paid for it. Relax. Enjoy the game.
Exactly. Just have I feel like that's what makes tennis fun too. Is just when you have like a nice volley.
Mhm.
To me, it's like that's what's fun about the game. The same as ping pong. I just like the people that have to make it into like this weird aggro thing. It just ruins everything.
I agree. I agree. So next time you play pickleball, Merle, have your guards on.
Exactly. Well, with every sport, I'm like so cautious. That's why I used to ski growing up, and I just can't do it anymore because I'm too much of a hazard to like myself and other people. Where I'll just be barreling down the mountain screaming like I'm out of control. so I only stick like pickleball would be something I would do, but with someone that was like, okay, let's go slowly and like
There you
safely,
go.
you know. But and stretch and drink water. That's I feel like everyone should do that whenever you're about to do something athletic.
I agree 100% on that.
Yep. Well, Disney this past month has definitely been having its own, not only with like the Jimmy Kimmel Disney stuff, but then Disneyland and Disney World. There was like an older woman that passed away inside the haunted horror thing here in Disneyland, and then unfortunately there was just someone that took their own life at Disney World who jumped out of a window thing. That's the whole separate thing. But now. A young girl who fell out of a Disney Dream cruise was told by her mom to pose in front of an open porthole, cop said. A 5-year-old girl who plummeted 50 feet into the ocean off of a Disney cruise ship was asked to pose in front of a porthole by her mother just moments earlier. And her father dove in after her, which like totally a hero. What father wouldn't do that? And he lifted his daughter up on the railing before she slipped. And I just think, I mean, that definitely is a lawsuit waiting to happen if there's like an open porthole or something. But I just think people need to be more careful on cruises. But I mean, what are the chances? You don't really think you're gonna fall. Like I understand people think not to jump off, but like falling through a porthole is not really an expected thing.
No, and the thing is that must have been one large porthole for a child to just fall right through it.
Yeah, well, except for like a 5-year-old, can like squeeze in. Like she probably was really little. And then at first, criminal charges were recommended against the mother, but then after finding the incident, it didn't equate to any like negligence or anything. And so, I mean, if that's true, and it's the Disney cruise fault, talk about that girl's now set up for
Mhm.
college and beyond, Disney
Uh, that's,
University.
that's true. I mean, do I think the mom did it personally? No, I don't. I think it was
No.
I think it was maybe not the greatest idea in the world, but obviously she did not, meant to cause harm to her child. But it's just some things. It's like I don't know. I don't. I still say the common sense thing just kind of. It's almost like when you see people, and they still do it today. Go to a gas station, they fill the car up with the key in the ignition, kids in
Oh
the,
yeah.
and then someone jumps in and drives off with your vehicle.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like this has been happening for how long now, and you still
I
do
know.
it?
Yes. I think all of us are so like just overloaded with emails and phones and everything that we need to like just take a minute and be like, what am I doing in this world? Okay,
Mhm.
like calm down. Um It also said the mom assumed that the porthole had a window or plexiglass, and she thought that her daughter would be caught by the glass, but instead she kept falling. But it's like, why would you even think that like a glass is going to catch your daughter?
You know, the crazy thing is, I kind of was feeling sorry for her at first before you said it.
Yeah, exactly. It said she was walking along the deck when the mom pointed to the opening and offered for her daughter to take a picture in the porthole.
Okay, now
Yeah.
that changes a little bit.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't want to say stupidity because I don't know if I'm not saying the mom is stupid, but we all do stupid things. You know, like it was a stupid moment and something happened.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on lrodtvnetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss in your game. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on lrodtvnetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to lrodtvnetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Yeah, I don't think I would be putting my child in a porthole. You know.
No, but you know, lawyers and attorneys are clamoring to like be on the team of the parents because they probably do have like at least maybe not even a lawsuit, but Disney will probably settle with them for like a big chunk.
As large as Disney is, I'm quite sure they've already settled that very
For
fast.
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. That's interesting. I did not know that part of it.
It's like, go there, the glass will catch you.
Well, something that I do want to bring up that's really not a funny matter. It's actually pretty sad. And this is based on, unfortunately, things going on with the government shutdown right now. So millions of Americans are at risk of losing their SNAP benefits. SNAP benefits is another way of saying food stamps. You know, that's what they call it now. So starting November 1st, if the government shutdown continues, the USDA may not have enough funding to disperse the people that's on the SNAP program. States have started warning residents with some potentially halting November payments entirely.
Oh my gosh.
As the shutdown is resolved, recipients should immediately seek local food banks and community support and ensure that all of their personal information is updated with their state's SNAP program. And the sad part about this, Merrill, is that approximately 42 million Americans, or about 1 in 8 people, are at the risk of losing food assistance.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's so sad. I mean, I know a few months ago we talked about the fact that some people are having to put their meals on like payment plans, you know, just to even have dinner, they have to like put it on Klarna or something. And I think just to cut it for no reason, that's not solving any issues like of what I feel like it's not doing what they think it's doing. And like, that's also not helping people get back on their feet and like find a full-time job if they don't have one, or even with full-time jobs, people that have like a family of 4, it's still so expensive. Like everyone I know, even like families that are making like normal livings and full-time, it's like so expensive. I definitely feel it at the grocery store too. It's so scary.
This would be catastrophic because there's a lot of people that the SNAP program literally is their lifeline for food.
Yeah.
And now you're going to have a situation where you could potentially push a lot of Americans in the poverty level without having a program, and also having to make a decision. Do I keep the lights on? Do I put food on the table?
I know. Exactly.
Medicine, or do I put food on the table?
Yeah.
And no one should have to make that decision for their family. No one.
Totally. And I think it also doesn't help make America healthier too, which I know is they want to make America healthy again, quote unquote, because I feel like people are going to, the first thing that's going to happen is they're going to like opt more for fast food or like really cheap things, you know. And I think there's like this misnomer that people that use food stamps are using it for like only Cheetos or, you know, just like kind of trashier food, but I think that's farthest from the case. I feel like a lot of people are buying like pantry items and healthy things that they need to feed their families. So I think one of the things that's going to happen is people are going to go to like McDonald's and Taco Bell and the cheap options more frequently, and then that's going to make everyone like just a even sicker nation.
I totally agree with that. And the other thing too is, unfortunately, you're going to start seeing a lot more theft, a lot more shoplifting now because people,
Yeah,
they don't have the benefits, they don't have the money, and they need to feed. It's a tough situation. It's a really tough situation.
I know. It's so weird. Like, I mean, I know that's like a socialist economy, but I feel like we should be entitled, if you pay taxes, to just like $100 worth of like fresh fruits and vegetables like a month or something. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It seems like if you're like a citizen living here, you should have like some access of like, oh, okay, I get like this many fruits and vegetables that I can go and like pick up a month or whatever.
Oh yeah, and the sad part is, Merle, is lawmakers still get paid while the shutdown goes on. Then
Yeah.
you have the construction happening at the White House, which is a whole different story all by itself. That's still going on right now, even though there's a government shutdown. So it's kind of like, and then plus, again, there's a lot of people that have strong opinions on both sides of the aisle when it comes to the ICE agents and stuff. But that's not free to have them, spread out coming into cities and stuff like that. That's not free. So
Right.
you're literally spending hundreds, even billions of dollars on all these different things. But then you'll turn around in the same breath to say, well, we don't have money for this and money for that. That gets old after a while.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, I think it's very beneficial to have that. And I think the more education we can do to teach everyone, like no matter what income, of how to like use fruits and vegetables and potatoes and onions and more whole foods.
Mm-hmm.
And in the long run, like that, those actually are way cheaper than like fast food, but we just have to learn. A lot of people don't know how to make it or don't have the time. And a lot of these people are working full time and like taking the bus to their job and taking it back, and then you don't have time to come home and like be chopping onions for an hour if you have like kids or whatever.
That is so true. That is so true. But man, I hope it doesn't come to that. But I mean, it's already the 20. We're already towards the end of October, so it's not looking good at all.
I know. I don't know how, but during the pandemic, like they just gave me Snap, which is like I think I was just getting random. Like I was on unemployment because our radio job had just ended, and then I don't know like what happened, but they also were like, now you're receiving this, and then it was like
Oh
a
wow.
2 month mistake or something. Then I have to say I did not. I don't have kids or whatever, so. And I was getting like weird stimulus checks and everything, so I did not use it very well. I think I did go to Whole Foods and like buy a lobster and stuff. So I am part of the problem, but I feel like normally nice people use it very they need it, for their kids and their family.
Wow. So they just sent it to you without you asking for it?
Yeah, I think it was just something like when I got set up with unemployment. I don't know what happened, but it was just like during the pandemic. You know that part where like the stimulus checks were coming,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were like, "And you're getting another 1,500. We don't know why." And so I should have saved it, but I remember getting a card in the mail, and then I'm like, "What is this?" And then I went to the grocery store and I was able to use it. But
Okay. Hey.
that was the best. It was the best like 2 months of my life. But then I was like, okay, it got taken away. Well, that is serious, and I hope it changes, or I hope people step in. But I have some good news for us is that on Long Island in New York, more than 100 teens rallied around a young boy named Tyler Roche Tilden for a bike ride to remember after he was bullied. I thought this was a cute little like extra dose of sweetness that just when we think teens are bad and bully each other, this was a good story. So he he was bullied and needed extra kindness, and I think a lot of teens just like instead of piling on, they surrounded him and cheered him on. And he was, he did his bike ride, but I think that's extra cute.
That is a great story.
Yeah. So I think sometimes like the new generation, like Gen Z and whatever Gen Alpha or whatever is after them. I think they can surprise us in really good ways because I do think they're exposed to like so much good and bad that I think they can quickly like have personalities and make opinions. And I think I don't know, sometimes like they act even better than we do.
I agree. I agree. And, we do need to see some kindness in the world with all the craziness going on.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. TikTok, like the young people, they don't stand for like bullying and meanness. Like I think our generation, like the millennials, can sometimes have a very sarcastic sense of humor, or we're kind of like snarky to each other. But the young people are like very nice. Like I've seen the other day, there was like a very overweight woman dancing in the mirror, and she was kind of like, "I feel ashamed of doing this, so I just wanted to dance." And like the younger people were so nice to her. So, um, if anything, their sensitivity helps in that realm.
That's true. Do you think we're going to see maybe more stories like this with all the craziness going on?
I do. I definitely do. What do you think?
I hope so. Because
Me too.
with all the stuff, we need to balance the news out with some good topics to talk about.
Yeah. And maybe the trope of like the geeky person at high school gets bullied, maybe that was like leaving with our generations and maybe now it's a new one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I do have to say we have been seeing this coming up quite a bit. Good stories like this. So I would just say let's just keep them going.
Exactly. If anything, the young people are just bullying the millennials. Not each other. They're nice to each other. They're just mean to us.
Well, the last topic of the day is very interesting. A judge dismisses Drake's lawsuit against his own record label.
Ah!
So, are you watching the keeping up with the Drake Lamar Kendrick beef that's going on?
Okay, once again, very unpopular take. Very. I know I'm unpopular take, but I'm like a little bit more Team Drake. Don't be mad at me, but like I especially I did not think Kendrick did that well the Super Bowl. I understand the good parts of it and that it was very significant in many different ways, but like performance wise, I just wasn't a fan. Um, I know this is people are gonna not like me for this, so I don't know. I'm kind of secretly rooting for Drake.
Well, a federal judge has dismissed Drake's defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group over Kendrick Lamar's hit diss track, Not Like Us. The ruling marks the legal culmination of a prolific feud between Drake and Lamar that spanned much of 2024 when the two rappers dropped a slew of tracks aimed at each other. In January, Drake, whose real name is R.B. Drake Graham, sued his record label in the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York, accusing UMG of defaming him by promoting Not Like Us, which contains lyrics accusing Drake of being a pedophile. Lamar was not named as a defendant in the lawsuit. UMG, which represents both Drake and Lamar through different divisions, fired back in March with a motion to dismiss, claiming the suit was no more than Drake's attempt to save face for his unsuccessful rap battle with Lamar. In her decision on Thursday, U.S. District Judge Jeanette Vargas granted the record label's motion to dismiss, stating that the alleged defamatory statements in Not Like Us are non-actionable opinion. Now, what's interesting about this, beefs between rappers and artists have been going on for years.
Mm-hmm.
This is nothing new. What was interesting about it, when Not Like Us came out, I was probably one of the very few people that knew it was a diss track, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Until it started getting, a lot of talk for the Super Bowl. But it is one of those things where, if you have a diss track and you're going back and forth, you really can't sue anybody because you don't like the records. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think this does make Drake, like, suing does make him look like a little, you know what, like, especially the people that don't like him, they're like, oh, go cry about it. You're going to, like, sue me instead of, working it out in the remix, as they say. I feel bad for Drake for this one because, I mean, everyone was, like, piling on him and just kind of weird.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where sometimes you get the best of a person, sometimes they get the best of you.
I know. I feel like both of them are very talented and smart, and probably both of them have like skeletons in their closet and are probably not what we think good for worse, for better and worse in the public eye. You know what I mean? Like Kendrick is not like a angel savior person the way like I feel like it's not good versus evil. It's like two artists that probably have like nuanced lives.
It seems like since they had this beef, though, you haven't really seen anything from Drake, or Drake's been kind of low key. Maybe it's just
I
me, but it
know.
seems
I
like
think he's been like touring in different countries and stuff. He had to
yes.
leave America.
Well, he could save face and say, "Well, I'm not really from America. He's a Canadian, so he could save face and say that." So
Exactly. And it's probably because like I am coming from the perspective like of I am like an annoying white girl that I think to me like Drake has more. I understand Kendrick is probably like the better musician and all around the better lyricist, blah blah blah, but like to me like Drake has more music outside of this beef that like I would listen to or that, but that's expected with like my annoyingness.
yeah, I just wonder how awkward it is now that you've sued your label. That's you're still
Mhm.
right now. You know what I mean? That's got to be an awkward type of situation.
Exactly. And I do think like calling someone like a pedophile or something is like slander. That is. So I wonder if there's different workaround. But then when you're doing it in music, I wonder if there's like a clause that it's like, oh, if you're expressing yourself, or he didn't fully come out and say his name, so like how would he know it's exactly about him? Who knows?
That's true. Or what you could do is just find an excellent record producer and go right back at them.
I know. And it's crazy too because it's like everyone, both of them probably want the last word, but like I
Yep.
think at this point, like just let the beef fly into the world and end peacefully.
That is true. That is true. Well, talk about the world. What's going on with you, Meryl? What do you have coming up?
Yeah, okay. I know I keep promoting this, but I mean, if you're not Drake or Kendrick, you have to promote your own shows. So I'm looking to have beef with anyone, but I don't have it. October 29th at the La Jolla Comedy Store, and it's a pretty funny witches show. So
Nice.
yeah,
Well, if you're in the area, make sure you come out and support Meryl. She would definitely appreciate it.
so much.
Also, I want to thank everyone for watching our show and listening to us on podcast. Make sure that you tell everyone who we are and follow us as well. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on elrodthenetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on elrodthenetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to elrodthenetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.